Hey guys, Akio Murasaki here as always. Today we are going to be, as you can see, reviewing Elpis Fallen Star. The gacha game has been released a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, I only had a chance to play it yesterday. And from what I noticed, not only has it been sitting on my back burner, at the very back of my back burner, but also probably in the back burner of a lot of people, since I have seen exactly 0 mentions of people playing Elpis from anywhere, even from accounts on Twitter, from people who are actually part of the gacha community that are, closely following what is going on in the gacha industry, kind of. No one has mentioned Elpis so far. So I'm gonna be covering this. I'm gonna give it a fair try, a good review, I think, covering some of the features the game has to offer, and of course, the good and the bad, as is going to be the case with all of my reviews. So let's jump right into it. Okay, first off, the announcements, as is the case in all gacha games. But anyway, we have the main menu. If you kind of capture, if you have a look at it a little bit, it looks very similar to the ones that you would see in like Punishing Grey Raven, probably in Alchemy Stars if you've played it. I think the one in Girls Frontline also has like a pretty similar layout, so this is kind of like a homegrown UI, not very standardized. All absolutely gorgeous. I love the attention to details in the game. And also the thing I like probably the most about Elpis is the live 2D animations. I've seen a lot of live 2D in a lot of different gacha games in the past. Azure Lane as a good example, I would say. I've seen a lot of them, and quite some are pretty polished. There's basically like a range from ones where you really just see like the arms moving from A to B, kind of like in Vector or something. And then you have the other extreme, which is basically Elpis Fallen Star, where the animations are so absurdly gorgeous. And the extra effects they have, oh my god, simply oh my god. The mini itself, and also the overall design, the overall visuals of the games, absolutely stunning. I really love them. We're gonna go into the gameplay in a moment. I'm gonna show you some of the animations and everything. I think the overall polish of the game, I am actually super impressed. I don't know how big the studio is. My impression is that this is their first game, so they must be having a lot of really good artists at hand, and the polish, as I keep repeating myself, is out of this world. So kind of basic features, daily activities. We collect these points here for completing various daily tasks, accumulating them, and if you accumulate a number of them, then you get these like kind of milestone awards. There's a bunch of other award systems here. It's actually very, I would say, very dense in terms of like the various awards you get. For instance, here you have the Dear Leader, the promotion rewards that is for every single level you get. And leveling actually is very fast in Elpis. I've been playing, I think, yesterday for like 1 hours maybe. Already level 15, super quick. Then we also have Monica's Aid here, some more awards that I've already claimed. The good and the bad. So even if you've not been online, you can claim these energy points, because everything kind of similarly. Oh, Arknights was the other one that had a very similar UI layout, the main menu layout. So similarly to Arknights, again, you do have. There's going to be a couple of overlaps with Arknights, by the way. So brace yourself. You have an energy system. You are spending energy whenever you do game stages, or when you do like extra quests and extra stages for resources. You do spend energy. You do, as you can see, even if you've not been online during these time periods, you are getting the extra energy, the foods, you know, the grilled steak, braised trotter. Beautiful art, by the way, if I've not said it so far. The one here, the fourth one, that one was not working recently. I noticed it was erroring out. So let me just try. Is it? Nope. Nope. Data verification failure. Please try again. So this one's still not working. Okay, that makes me a little sad. But anyway. Okay, so we've went for kind of the basic stuff here. We also have a voucher. I think I did spend a little bit, like a nominal sum on the game, which is what I usually do. I give it either like $1 or $5, depending on the quality of the game, whether I enjoy it as a kind of like a token of appreciation. And kind of motivating myself a little bit to continue playing it is what I typically do. What we are seeing here, I click, it says the voucher, but that is basically the season pass. You have two different season passes. Unsurprisingly, the one we are seeing right now, this is the standard season pass. As you can see for like logging and stuff, this is the standard season pass that to my knowledge is always running. And then you have the event season pass, which basically has some of these very similar quests. Beautiful design, as I mentioned multiple times. What does this season pass give you if you complete it and you pay $9.99? You get a costume for one of your characters. And here we're already kind of getting a little bit into the art, the gameplay elements. So we have 2D art. Again, very, very similar to Arknights. I'm just going to show you the characters I had here. So far, I have Ghost Queen. Ghost Queen is given to you as a award for registering. I already have her at level 30. Every couple of levels, you have to do like a breakthrough note, like an awakening, which is basically here in the corner. Awakening is when you collect multiple copies of the same character. But what I did instead is promotion, and at I think level 30 or level, I can't remember now, I think 20 and then 30 or just 30, you basically, no, sorry, I think it was at level 20, sorry, my bad. You basically need to spend some extra special resources to unlock further levels. Similar, in a couple of other gacha games. Promotion is basically leveling up. We have two different resources. We have gold, and then we also have the eco runestones. There are extra stages you can do to get these resources, of course, spending your precious stamina or energy here. So this is the character that I've been given. This is a 5-star, as you can see, as part of the pre-registration bonus. But unfortunately, I haven't been very, very lucky with the pulls. Who knows? Maybe I'm lucky in the video, actually. Most of my characters are 4 stars. All of them have beautifully animated Life 2D. And also the regular models themselves, the regular 2Ds. The non-animated art is also beautiful. What I want to point out kind of is that one might say it looks a little bit like it's AI, but I really actually do not think so, because you'll notice when you look at some of these, you'll notice the extra details, especially when it comes to the face. They really showcase that, no, this is actually not AI, that they've all been hand-drawn. And all of them, by the way, are animated, actually. This is a little different than in, let's say, Azure Lane, where, you only get Life 2D, I think, when you unlock it with a costume, or only special characters, like the ultimate characters. Shipgals have, full Life 2D. Here, every single character, even if it's like a 3-star, or let me just go lower even, I think, a 2-star even has like a basic, I'm saying basic, but they all look gorgeous. Has Life 2D. We're gonna do, let me just try if I can Nope, some emblem recommendations. I wanted to see if I can awaken one of my characters. Maybe let's try this one. Awakening, can I awaken? No, I don't have any gems. I wanted to show you guys the awakening animation. Okay, I can awaken Nelisa. Alright, let's do this. We can awaken her 3 times, so let's do it. Although I'm saying 3 times, I'm not sure if I can actually do it 3 times, because you can see it is only 2-star. And can I go one more? Yes! Oh, look, now it's 3-star. And you can do the same, of course, with all the other characters. So yeah, so that basically covers the character part. Now we're gonna do some summoning. Alright, so we have actually a lot of, this is something that surprises me a little bit. We have a lot of banners straight from the beginning, even though the game has been running for like, I don't know, like 2 weeks maybe. We already have so many banners. I already went through, I'm just trying to remember, I think I went for the majority of the pulls on the basic banner. I did in fact this, but I still have resources. As you can see up there, 11.5k. I have gems. We can do some more pulls. And one of the reasons why I want to do this, oh sorry, star recruitment, yes. Recruitment ended. Oh no. Yeah, of course I did all of the pulls already. I was not very lucky, but I can select the character. Let's do it. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna go to the gameplay in a little bit, but I think from all of these characters, I would say I am probably going to take Kaguya, because she's a defender. So we're gonna take her. So the voice acting, as you can see, is in Japanese. The entire game is in English. I did try enabling Japanese, but not everything is actually translated, and what is translated, other than kind of like the dialogue lines, I don't think it's translated very well. It does seem like it's kind of machine translation, so yeah, not great. But let's do some pulls, and this is something I kind of want to showcase here. Beautiful 3D animations. And one thing that is very interesting is that they put like a lot of effort into the pull animation itself. So you get to rotate the prism that you use to do the pull. So you get to select the faces of the prism. You select, it's a 10 pull, so we select 10 faces. Of course, just so you know, it doesn't mean anything. This is basically just kind of like one of these for good luck things where it seems like you have choices but you really don't, but it doesn't really matter. It's mostly for fun. We're just gonna select all of the faces. Let's see, one more and go. Okay, so I noticed that there was like a gold blip. I think we might be getting a 5-star. Okay, this is a 4-star. No, sorry, this is a 3-star. I think the lowest rank is 1-star. 3-star characters are fairly common. Let's see here. Yes, Annie's is what in other gacha games would be and ranked normal. Here it's 1-star, so you get from 1-star to 5 stars, and we do get a 5-star. Thank you guys, thank you for giving me the luck. What do we have here? Oh, very nice, Dahlia's 5-star. Okay, we have another 3-star. Are we getting a 4-star? Because I think a 4-star is guaranteed for every 10 pull. Again, nothing special in terms of like comparisons with other gacha games. Pretty much the same. You always get a 4-star. Okay, and that is it. Yeah, apparently there was no guaranteed 4-star. I am actually a little surprised, because so far I only ever got a 4-star. I actually never got a 5-star in any of the pools, so again, thank you guys, much appreciated. Yeah, so this is how the pool system works, as you can see here. Very nice. And so this was the standard banner where I spent my resources. Probably shouldn't have, to be honest. I do also have more pools for more kind of, as you can see here, I do have more pools on some of the other banners. Let's see what the characters are. I do honestly prefer having like a defender character rather than a support, because I do have a lot of ranged characters already. So I do not want to have more. As a spellcaster... Oh wow, this is not looking good, is it? I already have Kaguya though. Okay. I could though upgrade her, to be honest. Maybe it's not a terrible idea. Maybe just max out her. Or we get the Thrifty Knight. Let's do it. Alright, 10 more pools. Okay, so here, for instance, you can see this is a premium banner, so the prism looks a little bit different. We're just gonna skip it right to the pools. It automatically selects the prism faces, and guys, 感謝いたします。Yes, we are getting another 5-star. Very lucky. Okay, who are we getting then? No way. Okay. Okay, that's a ranger. Okay, never mind then. I thought we got the character from the banner. Okay, there it is. Awesome. We'll get some dupes. Yes, thank you. Probably later. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go to the Kaguya banner, and I will be spending some more resources here. Let's see. I'm gonna keep the rest of the resources for later. I'm not gonna be spending everything. That's not the point of this gameplay. Alright, let's blaze through it. And again, 5-star. Oh my god. How is that even possible? Isn't doing pulls great, guys? Alright, let's see what we have. Oh! Room. Probably a melee character. And another one! Oh my lord. Jima. We're gonna have a look at the characters. And another one. This is impossible. Oh no, sir, this is a 4-star. Okay, so okay, so the golden ones are also 4-stars. And actually, I am being silly. All of the ones that are golden are actually 4-stars. Okay, that's super weird. Anyway, let's see what we have. So we end up, because I have one 5-star. And let's see the other characters though. I do actually have, so I selected Kaguya, for instance, here. I do have Kaguya, and she is a 5-star. But I also have Delis, who is a 5-star. Let's see, she's a ranged combat assault, total assault leader. So leader skill, that's something I'm not sure, I might not be able to get into. Let me see what class she is. She's a ranged, you see this little icon here at the bottom. So now we see, okay. Yeah, so we have Kaguya, who's the defender, we have Arya, who's the defender, and we have also Skylark. Jima is a blades master. And then we have dupes for all the other characters. Okay, so far I've showed mostly the positives of the game. And unfortunately, now I have to go into the negatives. Because it looks beautiful, doesn't it, right? It looks absolutely amazing. So if you're sold by the visuals so far, brace yourselves, guys. We are now going into the negatives. So we have material collection. We're going to collect some of the resources via extra stages. What were we missing though? Let's see, tactical drill. Probably yes. I'm missing upgrade materials. We need more upgrade materials, guys, to be upgrading our characters. Let's see, this one's... I can send a dispatch here. I do not want to send a dispatch. You unlock dispatches when you clear the stage for the first time. Don't want to be doing that right now. We're going to be doing a full run. And this is basically where all of the problems start, kind of. We're going to see what I mean in a moment. So yeah. The main mini is absolutely gorgeous. And then the gameplay, it is just 100% 2D. Yes, that is essentially how it looks like. I can't remember what were the other 2D gacha games that kind of have the similar gameplay mode. I think there's been a lot of them, but the other ones, so that's the thing, the other ones are way simpler. And they're mostly just 2D, chibi 2D, so you're kind of not sold into thinking that like they're gonna be so amazing, but here in this case, the main menu and all of the other visuals are absolutely stunning. And then basically the gameplay itself is kind of very, very simplistic. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna move our characters here. This is the front line, this is the line for defenders. I primarily have only defenders. I do not put out... sorry, I have one swordsman here, but I typically just put out the defenders. And as you can see, they're going to be focusing on the first line. Then in the back, we have our queen. She's also going to be focusing on the front. We have another spellcaster. And then we have an archer. And as you can see, I cannot really make any of the characters attack the enemy spellcaster here. Spellweaver, sorry, not spellcaster. So unfortunately, it's a little sad. Now I'm just going to quickly check what the name of the swordsman was. Voidblade. Okay, my bad. So yeah, they have one defender, one ironclad that is now going to be capturing all of the hits. Let's see how this rolls, but basically just to show how, yeah, incomplete formation, that is complete, okay. And yeah, so one of the problems is that the gameplay itself is just incredibly simplistic. But the other problem is kind of this. So what is happening is that here in the bottom right, you are unleashing the ultimates. So you're not unleashing them at the same time, but you're basically unleashing them in a chain. So you always start from the defenders, then I think the fighters, then the spellweavers, and at the very end the archers. And it's like this every single time. So it's kind of like the burst system in Nikkei, where you always have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Here you have more stages. But basically, and also once you complete the first rotation, the next time there is a rotation, you cannot recast the same skills that you've already used because they're on cooldown. So that's quite interesting. But otherwise, that part is kind of just very, very simplistic. And as you can see, completing stages is incredibly fast. So to me personally, I know you guys might have a different opinion. That's completely fine. To me personally, I feel like the game itself is absolutely amazing in terms of visual, like absolutely all of the visuals. But then you essentially have such an incredibly basic gameplay that the more you play it, the more you realize how much it's kind of dragging it down. Because if we now go into the journey, if we go now to the story, you'll notice that the story itself, like the scenes in the story are, again, absolutely beautiful. I sound like a broken record by now. Oh, let's see if we can get through here. I might actually fail this one because maybe, you know what, maybe let's go back and I'm just going to show you because some of them are actually just cutscenes. Like this one here, for instance. Yes, we've completed the story. Let's do it again. And let's do one of these. I'm just going to play through it so that you guys have an idea how typically the cutscenes in the game look.
まさか姉氏と深淵に行ったんだってね。
はい。
絶叫の地について聞きたいことが。
はい。ギルドが絶叫の地についてどう
So this is kind of similar, I guess, to Silver and Blood. Although I'm a little surprised, but in a lot of the other cutscenes, you do actually see the life 2D of the characters.
わかりました。
Let me just check one of the previous ones because perhaps this one specifically did not have it. But let me check one of the other ones. Part 1, Part 2. Because that was stage 6. Maybe in this one. Let's see if I can properly showcase this. We're also gonna go for it.
マーマン委員長、こんばん。
姉氏と深淵に行ったんだ。
はい。
絶叫の地について。
はい。
まだ諦めてない。うん。姉氏の。
Wait, why do I have a feeling that it's exactly the same one?
ギルドに話を聞く例と思って先生。
What the hell? Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm being silly. I saw what happened. I basically went into the cutscene replay mode and I always just press part 1. Anyway. Silly me. Normally the cutscenes do look like this, for instance. That you have the fully animated live 2D, including mouth flaps even. As you can see here. To be fair, these ones here, they look a little bit stiff, especially when the animations change, when the character positions change, but in general, like the static live 2Ds, they look very nice. And do also notice that the portraits are animated as well. Pretty cool, huh? Alright. Okay, but that's basically it for the review. I went for some of the basic features. I kind of showcased what the game has to offer, really focusing here on the visuals because this is really the strong suit of Elpis Fallen Star. But I have to personally say, I'm kind of a little torn since I got these very nice pulls and characters. I might actually continue it, probably for the story. But in general, I have to say that for a game this beautiful, it would have been nicer if the gameplay itself was also more interesting. Because the stages just go way too quickly. There doesn't seem to be also a hell lot of complexity when it comes to the gameplay. It's basically just, you know, placing your characters on the map and then, on the tactical map in one of the squares, in one of the grids, and then just basically unleashing the ultimate for each of them, you know, doing kind of the burst stages. And also what I noticed is that the Void Blade, for instance, it seems very weak. For whatever reason, my Void Blade always would get targeted either first, because they were always charging, so before the tanks, or they were just getting offed by some AoE damage very quickly, so they were super squishy. And also the fact that you kind of very often need to defeat the first guardian in the line from the enemy characters. You can't really target anyone in the back. Yeah, I don't think there's like too much complexity in the way the ultimates were done. I kind of wish that the game at least had a bit more of a targeting system like in Silver and Blood, where you could not only select individual ultimates, but also execute them specifically in like a location on the map, even if it's grid-based. So kind of more, I would say, like Brown Dust, for instance, even though Brown Dust is turn-based. That would have been way more interesting than the current battle system. I think it's just way too simplistic. Which basically means I unfortunately have to give the game a 7 out of 10. Yes, I would love to give it way more. If it had a way better, had a way better combat system, it would have been easily like a 9 out of 10 even, or 8.5. But unfortunately it doesn't, which means it's only quote unquote, it's an IGN 7 out of 10, sadly. But yeah, that's basically it for this review, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys maybe are a little bit motivated to give Elpis Fallen Star at least a fair try as well. But that's it for this review, and I see you guys in the next one. Mata ne!